Hello, welcome to the Honest Wargamer. I'm your host, Rob. It's Thursday night, therefore it's 40k and ladies' night. And I am joined in the studio by the two most wonderfulest of all men, Nick and Tom. Hi.
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 So you guys should hear some gorgeous sound coming from these guys, because sometimes we don't get gorgeous
there's
sound.
no robots here.
There's none.
If you don't get gorgeous sound, let us know in the chat so we can actually fix it. That'd be nice.
Please, yeah, that would be nice, instead of just not telling us, right?
Yeah. Just wait until the end.
Hello to Chapter Master Valrak.
Already?
He's in there because the title of the show is the 40k FAQ show.
Yeah.
And pure raw clickbait there.
What's coming back first, Fulgrim or the FAQ?
Listen, more on that later. Let's get into it. Scrivo, hello, it's Ladies' Night. Alendro, hello, welcome to the show. So, hello to everyone who who's watching us on YouTube, watching us on Facebook. Thanks for joining us. Thank you again, obviously, to Nick and Tom for being here. Thank you to everyone on Patreon and on Twitch there you go. Thank you to everyone on Patreon and Twitch for your subscriptions and donations, because you make the show what it is and what we need it to be. So thanks.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Evening, DeBolt, Heinrad, I hope you're well. And then Toon King Tristan, Brad Glover, you gorgeous man, who's coming to the League of Knights, which is exciting.
Without any night.
Yeah.
Yeah, with one Warhound Titan.
Warhound Titan.
Yeah,
I've had to write a specific rule into the rules pack for it.
Which we're going to be debating later on.
Right. So, yeah, thank you everyone for joining us. I hope you're well. Let us know in the chat, please, how you all are. But the big question is, Nick and Tom, how are you both?
I'm good, yeah. Apart from minor stress caused by one of my teammates this morning, who realised his list was slightly illegal for the team event.
So you are going to the Warhammer World 4-man team event here in Nottingham.
Yes.
For our international listeners.
Representing Games
Soon.
Workshop.
This weekend. At Games
Yes.
Workshop? Made by Games
Representing
Workshop.
James
At
Wood.
At
Games
Warhammer
Workshop.
World.
Yeah.
All right, okay.
All right.
What is the name of your team?
James Workshop.
Perfect. Named after your friend Jim?
Yeah.
James.
Good.
dear.
And
Oh, dear.
what does your team consist of?
So we've
Obviously,
got
4 players.
4 players.
Nice.
Yeah, we've got myself, team captain. I'm taking Bloodletters and Alpha Legion.
Right.
And then we've got James, who's taking 3 Forge-World Knights and the Loyal 32 plus Mortars. And then we've got Paul taking Bullshit Eldar.
Yeah.
That's correct.
What kind of bullshit, Eldar? What
Does it
flavour?
ever fucking matter, Tom?
What spice of bullshit?
He's got.
Is it like one of those Titanic bullshits, or is it just like a spray?
So,
Or is it a
so
flower?
give me a rating on the Bullshit-ometer. So he's got Yvrain, 10 Reapers, Wave Serpent,
He has more Reapers
Rangers,
than me already.
20 Guardians, Farseer Warlock with Doom, Jink, all the
That
usual
sounds like
stuff.
my list.
And then he's got 6 Harlequin Bikers.
Okay. That's different.
And Hemlock Wraith Fighter, I think.
Okay. That's an 8 out of 10 bullshit.
8 out of 10. That's
8 out of
impressive.
You
10. Okay,
can make my
excellent.
bullshit in a second.
Yeah.
But what's interesting is that's 8 out of 10
So we've
bullshit
also-
for Eldar, which is already like, so it's because normally you rate bullshit out of 1, so like 0.8, 0.4, but then anything for Eldar you times it by 10, right? That's the facts. So what else? So bullshit
and
Eldar.
then we've also got Andy taking.
Oh, Trace,
Mixed
thanks for
Imperium.
subscribing for 2 months in a row. That's for Andy and his team. He subscribed for Andy in his list. Please tell us.
His
Thanks
bullshit,
very
He
much.
just loves the bullshit.
No, he does. Yeah.
Bring me more.
So Andy in his list has got one of my favourite combos. So he's got like Loyal 32. He's got some.
Wait. Don't you
Crimson
already have a loyal 32?
You can have multiple Loyal 32s. You can duplicate troops choices, but not characters.
There it is.
So he's got one company commander and then a
There we go.
psyker.
That sounds good. Yeah.
And then he's got Crimson Fists
Yeah.
Marines.
Yeah.
Very
with
cool.
some double autocannon dreadnoughts who are the secret filth.
Oh.
But then he's got one of my favourite combos.
Is it a
which
full
the-
wombo?
It's a full wombo combo.
Okay,
It's
nice.
not quite the full wombo combo, actually. It's just a wombo combo. So
Okay.
It's a Crusader Knight with Fury, Gatling Cannon, and it's House Volker. So you do the saturation bombardment. So Fury, 14 shots, any 6 to hit is 3 instead of 1.
Right.
So it's really, really good.
Okay,
Yeah,
nice.
And that's the team.
That's the team.
We're going to win it.
Okay, so a question already from Chapter Master Varak in the chat, and one that I can't disagree with anymore. At the Age of Sigmar team tournament, for our 40k listeners who don't listen to the Age of Sigmar content, at the Age of Sigmar team tournament done at Games Workshop, did you see who won the event?
I didn't know it was a thing.
It was a thing.
It was a thing.
Do you know who won, Tom?
Patrick.
Who would be the worst person to win?
Patrick.
Well, worst team.
Patrick.
Not Patrick. But who of all the people in all the world, of all the companies and communities that could win the Games Workshop,
Was it Ben Johnson?
it was Games Workshop.
Oh dear.
How do you feel about that?
Not my. I'm AOS, mate. I'll just beat him up in 40k.
But what if they also then go and win the 40k team tournament? Because it's heavily soft scored. How would you feel?
Don't matter if they lose all their games.
Yeah, it does matter if
Well, yeah.
That's true. That's true. Because you're also taking a team, Tom. Am I
Yeah,
correct?
yeah. So I'm going as well. I'm going with Scott Nichols, who's the captain this time. So he's captaining.
That's good. I'd put
Yeah.
Scott in charge of you.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm in charge of Scott for the next one.
Oh, okay, good.
It's going to be rough. So he's taking some demony-ness, I think.
Is it all Nurgle?
I don't think it's all Nurgle.
Oh, really?
No, but he's taking some demon. But I'm taking bullshit Eldar. So
Good.
my
Out of
bullshit.
10?
Are you
How-
ready to rate it? So
Yeah, okay.
It's the same as my Hellstorm list because I couldn't be bothered to write anything.
Also 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm giving it a
Well,
10.
So it was one Yunari battalion with Yvrain, a Warlock Conclave of 2, and a Farseer on a bike.
10. Yes.
And then you had 3 squads of 8 Storm Guardians,
Nice.
2 squads of 9 Scatter Laser Jet Bikes.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, very cool. 1 squad of 9 Shining Spears,
Okay.
1 Wave Serpent with
That's
Vectored
new.
engines.
Wait,
I know.
a wave serpent?
Yeah, I know. Wave
Very rarely seen.
3 squads of
usually
Dark
5.
Reapers.
Oh,
All
Dark
3 man.
Reapers.
3 man
Are they
squads
coming
with Tempest
back?
launchers. No,
Have they? Wait, Dark Reapers aren't coming back from
No.
when they were good and have always been good.
they're not coming back.
Okay.
And a squad of 5 Striking Scorpions with a Blighting Blade.
Oh.
I'd give that a I would have given it a 10, but then you said the Striking Scorpions at the end, so I've gone down to
But
9.
it's got like 6 Reaper missiles in it.
Still.
Alright, fine.
Got those scatter bikes.
You've got a sandbag, very fair win.
Yeah.
Alright, fine.
Yeah.
And then we've got Nick Cancel, who used to be good. And then we've got Chris Dickinson, who's in replacing a guy.
A guy.
Yeah, who
A
also
guy.
used to be good.
Oh, okay.
But,
All right, nice. Okay. And what's your team name?
Purple Nasties, because it's Chris's old team name.
Okay, the
wouldn't have
Purple
mine,
Nasties. All right.
I was allowed Flame On, but they didn't want it.
I'd like to talk to you about your team chances in a moment, but I first want to say hello to Hook and Pin, one of our mods
Hello.
in the chat. Denise is also here as well. Hook and Pin says, also, guys, I've made Warhammer friends at my new workplace.
What,
Turns out they play 40k and we had a bit of a laugh.
Did you
Is that
introduce him
because-
to the stream?
Is that because they're also waiting for the FAQ or just because of nothing else? Irish Minotaur says, FAQ talk scene that pop up on the drive home near drove off the road.
That was intentional.
Oh dear.
How do you rate your chances, Tom?
I think the aim for me is top 3. I don't think we'll win the event, just because I think Team Draco's probably going to win because they've actually got a team together that's consistently, doing
And
it.
also,
Yeah.
it's heavily based on soft scores.
Well, no, I think we'll actually do okay in soft scores because I'm bringing the display board of always winning major events.
Tom is bringing an award-winning hobby on.
I'm bringing in
Wow.
I've had to repaint my award-winning hobby on.
If anyone's not sure,
Because
Tom
Mikey
is
Herbert
actually
made me
an
do it.
award, a hobby award-winning player of 40k.
I am. I
Yeah.
do really good conversions. You can buy them on eBay for £10 a pop.
No, not those. Those are crimes. Nick, how do you rate your chances out of 10 with James Workshop? Some of them, it's
Out
their
of 10,
first
I don't
tournament.
know. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to give a rating out of 10 for a chance
many
because
teams
it's
are there
totally
anyway?
unknown. I've no idea.
40 teams? Oh, it's 4 people per team, so it'd be like...
About 25 teams.
Okay, that's fine, yeah.
I'd like a
25 to
top.
30.
I reckon we're good enough for a top half finish, but we've got a very.
You want a top?
I want to.
Like, are you?
I want to be on top.
For fuck's sake. Don't remind me of that. Oh.
But let's
That
leave
was
that
weird-
conversation.
that was weird.
You want to finish top half?
Yeah, we want to finish top half because we've got quite an untested team. It's James's first tournament.
He's bringing his workshop.
He's bringing his workshop along.
So he's
And
Which
his
is you
first proper
guys.
tournament. Paul's been to a few tournaments, but not regularly over the years. I'm the most experienced player. But I think we've got a decent chance of getting good soft scores because Andy's army's gorgeous, James's army's gorgeous, Paul's army's really nice.
And you're
as well.
bribing people with dice.
Yes. I'm always bribing with dice.
I just want to say thank you to Hypnocracking for subscribing for 14 months in a row. This is from my
Oh,
fellow
what a babe.
Gutbusters.
What a babe.
And Irish Minotaur says FAQ talk, seen this pop up. Oh no, he said that already. He also says Team Northern Ireland for the win. And Nick Lambourne.
Is Team Northern Ireland sending a team?
We've also, everyone's fallen for the clickbait of we're doing to talk about the FAQ. But we are going to talk about the
We are gonna
FAQ.
talk
if
about
Team
it,
Northern
yeah.
Ireland are coming in and not sending Mike McConkey, then I'm disappointed.
Mike McConkey.
Yeah, he's a good player from Northern Ireland.
Is he? Okay.
Yeah.
They have got funny names, though, haven't they?
Yeah.
They have got
Send
funny
Dara
names.
as well,
They make
please.
me laugh.
Send-
He is coming.
Is Dara coming?
I don't know who that is. Stop asking me. Is
Well,
that guy?
You ask and the chat responds. I mean,
Okay. Oh, actually, no, he has a wee one arriving. There we go.
oh yeah, I remember Mike does. That's,
Okay. Cool. That's exciting. That's this weekend. Can't wait to hear next week how that's gone for you guys.
Yeah,
For news in 40k, there are two pieces. News. There are two pieces of news if you
There
guys
is
are
no
interested.
news.
No, there is
That is
news.
the news.
There is news. So Slanesh have got a model release, and then because of that, they also have got some new data sheets.
Data.
New data sheets. So I'm
These are
reading for this.
40k or are they for?
No, they're for both
40K.
because they're demons.
What's this one? This one's a 40k one.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's 40k style.
Okay, so they've got some new data sheets. Yeah. Which is interesting.
Can you pronounce it properly, though, please, Rob?
Data
Getting
sheets.
a bit confused when you say.
I'm so sorry. That's not who and what we are.
I'm
Data
confused by
sheets.
the sinistrous hand.
Yes. Well,
Wonder
let me
where
read it
that's
out.
going.
Let me read it out to you. Although it is quite small. Let me try and.
But
increase
what, the
it.
hand or the
So
thing
they've
that's
they've
touching?
increased how many wounds a Keeper of Secrets has got
What's
to
it on?
16.
Yep.
16.
Yeah, because of the gorgeous new model. It's
Oh,
still
I'm a wide girth.
It still moves 14, but check this out, right? 6 attacks. Now this is all we've seen. This is a preview so far. The data sheet. 6 attacks. An additional 4 attacks if you use the snapping claws, which is hitting on 2s. Strength is used, which is strength 6, -3, and does 3 damage.
That's 10 attacks hitting on 2s. Is there a
10
way to
attacks
reroll
hitting on
ones?
2s
Can you
at
get
strength
demon
6.
princes-
Yeah,
get
you
demon
can get
princes
reroll
as well?
ones. It's a demon prince, right?
That's alright.
And then, well, you could get. There's also a cool
But that
new demon
degrades
prince.
as well, though, right?
Huh?
That degrades as well, though.
It does degrade. It does, but you still end up on 6. Or you can hit them with the old Wit Stealer sword, which is going to be strength 8 in total, -3, doing 3 damage, and subtract 1 from hit rolls. By a
I
model
don't see
that
why
has
you'd
lost.
ever use a Wit Stealer sword.
No, that has lost any. Made by a model that has lost any wounds from this weapon. So basically, if you hit someone with the sword, they're -1 to hit.
But you lose 4 attacks.
Yeah, but you also gain 2 strength.
You do.
We're reading the stats.
Yeah, I know. I'm just thinking of the maths. I'm just not.
Depends. It all depends what you're hitting, though, right? Depends what you're going
I'd
after.
have to do a spreadsheet.
Yeah, have to do a spreadsheet. It's one of the best things said in all of 40k all the time.
I love a good spreadsheet.
Hype261 says the title should have been even more clickbait. 40k FAQ, 15 major changes you won't even believe. And Hooker Bids also donated 1,000 bits because it's Ladies' Night, and she wants people to know that number 1 is Ladies' Night, and she's also we've got I don't know how many female moderators there are of Warhammer streams, but not many.
No.
And also, I wouldn't fuck with her because the other 2 moderators are also the other 5 moderators that we have are also danger.
Two of us are here, so we're not doing
Yeah,
anything.
and me.
We don't count Scrivo.
You attack with the claws after the sword, says Drew Caller.
Oh, you can attack 6 times with a sword and then 4 times with a claws.
Yeah.
That's alright.
And then a spreadsheet says lol. Scrivo says data. You just pronounced data 3 different ways. English is a shit show. English is the best form of language. One called GM has subscribed for 4 months in a row, and he says the best ladies on this stream is me, and I appreciate that.
We can pronounce data
Data.
any way we
By
want.
me, do you mean the person giving the donation or you?
Who knows? But the sinistrous hand, Tom.
Yeah.
Have you seen what that does?
No, I just read Sinister's hand.
So it'll be an artifact. Not an artifact. It would be called a relic. You'll be able to attach. If this model has a sinistrous hand, it regains D3 lost wounds at the end of a fight phase if any models other than vehicles were slain by wounds inflicted by it during this fight phase.
Did you ever play Warhammer 40k Space Marine?
The
On
game.
the console,
I
obviously.
did, yeah.
Yes.
So do you remember when you did like an execute move and you got health back when
Yeah.
you did it? It's like that.
Yeah. So health tanking. So there are like 2 types of tanking really in Warhammer. There's health tanking, which would be a big health pool, and then you regenerate wounds into it, or armor tanking. We very rarely see health tanking in the game. Almost never.
Because of D6 damages.
Because of
Shit damage.
but yeah, because basically you can have one model and you're like, oh, he's got 16 wounds, it can heal D3 back. It's like, yeah, but it's gonna get shot by 1,750 points worth of dudes till it's dead, or dudettes. Whatever. So we don't tend to see it much, and Games Workshop still haven't really worked out how to do it well. I don't think, because would you argue that
D3 a turn if it kills something isn't that much, is it?
no,
No.
I don't think so. I don't think that will really
Maybe
keep
there's
you
a
alive.
strat that will allow you to get it automatically on a free.
But then still
like-
three
like
is
an
three enough.
automatic 3. There's
I mean, it's
quite
just another
often
free
with
wound,
those they
really.
have like the not the Astra Militarum, the Mechanicum book. They had like a strat where you can heal D3 wounds to a knight, but then you can do it again. So like 2d3.
Yeah.
But it still doesn't really feel like it's
I mean,
loads.
maybe if you're on 1 wound and then you've got it, then it's just like,
Yeah.
yeah, you get it back now. You've got to fight something more than just some bolters into it, right? But yeah, that's very situational.
Yeah, I prefer to be in a tank than in like a garden that heals itself.
Also, you just scream with tanks at that point. You've got tanks.
Yeah.
You stick your tanks
However,
in
there's
there.
also another way to build that Demon Prince kit, and that would be Shalaxi Hellbane.
She looks sassy.
Yeah, personally, I think that it's an incredible model.
Yeah, the spear.
The only
is
problem with this one is
pretty
it
awesome.
doesn't look like her hips are as wide as the other one, so you can't hide as many models behind it. Oh, look at it.
Yeah, the robe is more.
Yeah.
Does
It's
she?
more slender.
Oh, that's such a shame.
Yeah.
That is.
So that's a
You
nerf.
could just add some green stuff. You get that's a nerf, a modelling nerf.
It's taller, so you can hide a really, really tall, thin model behind.
So you can hide another.
Yeah.
You can hide. Oh
Her
no!
behind her.
You can't even hide her behind a Keeper of Secrets because it's taller. It may be
the
more
hips- and the
slender,
hips
but
are
you can't.
wider.
It's like you've squeezed it. It's just gone like a tube of toothpaste.
You could hide
it
a
just
demon
comes out
prince.
the top.
You could hide a demon prince behind there.
We'll have to see it.
Right. Anyway, more on modelling for advantage later.
I'm not modelling Games Workshop.
So she is equipped. It is a demon, so that would be the correct.
They.
It identifies as something that
actually
wants to
demon.
rip out your heart,
Yes.
and it is strength times 2, so that'd be strength 12 minus 4 d6 damage each time a wound roll of 6 is made for an attack with this weapon. The attack is resolved with a damage characteristic of 6 instead of d6 if the target is a character. So
I
there's
feel like the character's going to get tenderized anyway, regardless of this rule.
yes.
Wait, if it's like fighting like
If it's a knight?
yeah, a knight
A
or
knight
a
would be
great, or a
good.
greater
Yeah, it's a good
demon or
point of a
something like
knight.
that.
Yeah.
It's also quite. I would say it's also quite cool against your classic 3-up invulnerable save dudes because you fail just one. Normally, you then have to roll a d6, and it's never normally what you need to kill it. But a flat 6 will pretty
That's to
much.
wound as well. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
it's
you
on
have
it's on the
chance.
to wound, so it's a bit rarer.
It's not like a roll of a d6 on a d6 for damage.
Yeah,
Is 6.
yeah, that's also true. But two chances to roll a 6,
Yes.
realistically. But the spear looks really cool. Like to see all the other rules and the points, but I don't know if
Yeah, that's a cool looking
that's
stuff.
not in there at the minute.
No.
However, she actually has got some pretty cool abilities. Mesmerizing aura, subtract 1 from hit rolls made with melee weapons that target this model, and cloak of construction, subtract 1 from wound rolls for attacks made with melee weapons that target this model.
That's pretty cool.
So -1 to hit, -1 to
So
wound
basically, you
there
get it
a-
in combat, it doesn't die.
in combat.
Is there a word for that kind of tanking? Misdirection tanking.
Yeah, it's debuffs. It's a debuffing.
Debuff tanking.
Yeah, that's not really tanking though, because
Well,
that's just
you get-
debuffing.
Is this a special character?
But you're still going in there and not
Maybe.
taking wounds,
Debuff
not taking
tanking.
damage.
We'll add it to the list.
Yeah.
There are 3 types now. Debuff tanking.
So you can't take 3 of those and then 3 Keeper of
No,
Secrets?
it's a unique character.
That's very
Yeah,
sad.
it's the Scar brand of Slanesh.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Hey. I sometimes forget how much Tom doesn't pay attention to the core
Scar,
story.
Scarbrand had his wings taken off. 'cause
I
he
like
did
it.
some bad
I like
shit,
how
right?
now he's got. There's
Oh,
a Keeper of Secrets, and there's Kairos.
I feel-
there's
nah.
a Great Unclean One, and there's what is
No,
his
this,
name?
this one's just tokenism, mate. Because
Rotigus.
Rotigus. Yeah, like Rotigus. So Scarbrand had his own story where he did some bad shit and he had his wings taken off by Khorne for being a dickhead.
Yeah.
And now Rotigus and this bitch.
Shalaxi.
Yeah,
Shellac
they're just clones of Scarbrand. They're not unique.
They've
They're not
got their own
interesting.
story.
Only because of hell. You know what? We've got a Scarbrand for Khorne. We need ones added in.
Oh yeah.
to the-
Also, Archean has there is already a term for it. It's called an evasion tank.
Evasion tank. Oh.
Yeah, thank you very much, Archean, and also great to see you. And also, we'll get on to. Don't worry, Archean, we're coming back to that piece of story in a minute. Don't listen, everyone. If you're interested, what's going to happen is we're going to quickly talk through the Slanesh stuff, and then the most vitriolic,
Petty.
petty, jokey rip on Games Workshop is coming. So buckle up, get yourself a cup of tea.
Gonna rip a fat vape.
Yeah, so
Oh,
Selesky, the Vengeful Allegiance.
No, this is
So-
cool.
So yeah, this is a Herald and a Demon Prince together, and they've got 8 attacks.
And I still can't tell how big it is.
Me either. I'm almost guaranteed I'm going to rip off that top model and just have that badass with his cool axe.
I'm just gonna put
He's
that on a
pretty
Venom
badass.
and call it a witch.
I've seen some artwork of him, and he's like smiling. I hope there's an alternate head where he's like doing some creepy Joker smile.
We're gonna end up with like the Drake meme where he's here with just like scowling him, and the one where he's just
smiling.
just smiling.
So Salisky, if I've said that right, but if I haven't, I don't care. Has got 8 attacks that hit on 2s, but interestingly, both models get to make 8 attacks.
Very cool.
So the Axe of Dominion is strength +3, so strength 7 -3 does 3 damage. And then the Scourging Whip is strength as user, so strength 4 -1 does 1 damage, but you make D3 hit rolls for one of each attack made with this weapon. So it's actually 8 D3 hits.
That's good.
It's what? Sorry.
So it's 8 D3 hits.
Strength.
8 D3 hits.
The Axe of Dominion is strength +3, AP -3, damage 3. And then the whip is strength 4, AP -1.
So you're doing 8 attacks, hitting on 2s. Yeah, at strength 7, -3 doing 3 damage. And then the whip is going to be doing 8 D3 strength as user attacks, according to that article.
I do what roll? Oh, you roll D3 hit rolls instead of 1. Okay.
And
So
Drew's
you roll-
Caller is also pointing out the fact that because obviously it's the Sineshi model and you get your natural bonuses, it's actually strength 8 as it's a herald, and re-rolling 1s it's also a prince. So there's strength +1 on all of those attacks. Yeah.
It's got quite an interesting activation. So it can fight. It can fight twice, kind of like Khorne Berserkers. But you charge, you activate it, you fight with one of the weapons, and then you consolidate, and then you fight again with its other weapons, which is quite cool. So you could like use the whip. So you've got like, say you're attacking like some guardsmen, and hiding behind it is a dreadnought.
Always attacking guardsmen.
It's a dreadnought that you want to smoosh. So you whip all the guardsmen out of the way,
Yeah.
and then you consolidate into the dreadnought and hit it with your big axe. That's quite cool.
Give it a good old slapping.
Yeah. Don't worry, no, Valerie, the FAQ is not out. We have, as Tomb King Tristan has put out, we are catfishing you all.
That's why it's called Ladies' Night.
Yeah, although Arkian says that Arkian says that I've cuckolded the chat, which I don't think is fair. That's not what we're doing. But what do you think of? I think the model's amazing, but I super want to cut the model off the top off.
I really want to know how big it is.
So you can hide it behind.
Yeah.
Okay, and now get ready to trigger Nikos, because we're onto a scenery piece.
Oh yes.
The contorted
But this
epitome.
one has boobs.
This disturbing creation will make a formidable addition to any Sinesh demons. It's a psychic powerhouse. It will. Oh no, it's a model. I think actually. Sorry, I thought this was the scenery piece. No, it's not. The scenery piece is something else. Add 1 to psychic test and deny the witch test taken for this model, and also swallow energy. Roll 1d6 each time this model suffers a mortal wound, or 2 plus its mortal wounds negated. But it doesn't actually say what it does.
It can do 2 psychic powers and deny 2 psychic powers.
And then if an enemy unit is within 6 inches of any models with this ability and are chosen to fall back, your opponent must roll 3d6, and the unit can only fall back if the total is less than the highest leadership characteristic in the unit.
Also, apparently, oh wow, it ignores mortal wounds on a 2+.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, and then, but imagine this, Tom. You run it in, yeah, and then you lock stuff in combat. And traditionally, the way of dealing with that is fall back and then shoot the thing that's hitting you in combat. But if you make it so that they can't, then they're just locked in combat, fighting forever.
The main thing with Slanesh, it does hit hard, but it's a case of just getting it in. So I'd be interested to see what kind of tricks it has for getting stuff in. So,
From what I can remember from the Demon Codex, not a lot.
yeah.
Like, they don't have any buff to deep striking charges or anything like that.
No. Is it just run across the
But
board?
yeah, running and charging
In
is
which
basically
case,
their
you
thing.
need to see what the max or average, both max and average charge ranges on those. So, I don't know if they get like a +3 movement and they can advance and charge or something, but that'd be cool. If we can get one of those, that'd be alright.
Full Grimmer says that I think that Sinesh has no problem getting it in. And also, Arkian, thank you for donating 1,000 bits. All Dark Angels are traitors. That's a fact. And
Okay.
he donates the bits, so you get to say that's a fact.
So you want.
So long as it matches TOS.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's it. So what do you think? So obviously we don't know. Or anyway, the half of it. That's just some clickbait article from Games Workshop on their
That's
website.
the big news for April. Nothing else coming.
Yeah.
So, wherever these rules are they releasing these rules? Like, are they going to update the Demon Codex?
I imagine that they'll just put them out on their own, right?
Yeah.
I'll do a Chaos Demons book like they did with the Chaos Space Marines book.
It'd be cool if they did like a codex, kind of like what they did with AOS, because like they kind of with AOS release, they sort of released loads of battle tomes and then they refined the process over time slightly. So what it'd be cool to do is they released like a Emperor's Children codex, which included all the sort of like the Slaanesh Space Marine stuff.
So you think
and
this
the
is a
Slaanesh
this is
Demon
a
stuff.
precursor to an Emperor's Children codex?
I don't. I hope it is, because that'd be cool. Because
I'll give you
their
some
their
Fulgrim.
Primarch is one of the rumored ones that's potentially going to come out, isn't it? Fulgrim?
I'd buy that model instantly. Give it a basketball.
Yeah, because it's quite a popular Primarch, and it'd be if they released him and then the Emperor's Children Codex with all the extra demony stuff in there, all mixed up, it'd be pretty sweet.
So, so the guys have said that the rules for the models are inside the box of the model. So they're printed
By
on
the
the
box of the
construction.
model, we mean the cardboard thing that the sprues come in, right?
Exactly, yeah, that's correct. They've said all the sheets are included with the models. There you go. Fulgrim says Fulgrim's confirmed, so he's excited. Hermanista has subscribed for 3 months in a row, as has Dude Our Day, but he's done it for 17 months in a row
17.
because we've been going for a year and a half now. Well, yes,
Almost.
No, we have.
Next month.
Yeah, no, this month.
Oh, this month?
This
Okay.
month, year and a half. So I'm proud of us all. Well done, all of us. Well done, you two. Thank you, and thank you to everyone in the chat and listeners. You guys are great. Told you he was coming. So it's Jeffrey
Was that
Westmarax.
Chazarek? Yeah.
I told you. I told you he was coming. Right. So overall impressions of Slaanesh, high, low, chat. What do you think?
I think the models are super cool. I want to see more of the rules before I make a judgment.
Okay.
I really like the dim prints. I like their rules. I like the 2 activations, 2 different types of attacks, like chaff clearing and then big hitter. I like that.
So can I just say thank you to Sir Flukes a lot who's gifted 5 subs out to everyone in the channel, which is just gorgeous
There's
of
more
him.
people to spam Roblins in the
Yeah,
Warhammer
and don't
TV
forget
channel.
you get to use all of your emojis that are in there. There's a new one coming out soon. We've got access to a third one soon. The more you subscribe, the more little emojis
The
we
more
get.
jets we can get.
Yeah, the more. Yeah, well, we'll get something different next time. Also, Valerie, I'm not ignoring you. The hangouts and paints probably aren't going to happen anymore, apart from just randomly as part of the show, because we are a gaming show as opposed to a painting show. But I will occasionally, maybe once a
This is
month.
why I'm here. Hello.
Yeah, I might occasionally once a month do a little hangout and paint because they are fun. So we'll do that. I
Hang out and
promise.
convert.
Yeah, hang out. And, yeah, we'll do some things. But we are changing the schedule soon, so just be aware of that. That's why they've stopped for
You're
a
saying
bit.
you're not a hobbyist, Rob?
Look at that guy. He's a
Look at
dwarf
this.
who's flying.
cool.
Is that the first time you've seen him?
Yeah.
He's good, isn't
You
he?
told me
Yeah,
about
he's
you
good.
told me about the concept.
Yeah.
Look, you've sculpted some fire wave here.
Oh, I'm basically one of the best
Yeah,
hobbyists you've ever seen.
It does look good, doesn't it? I
Yeah.
like that.
There you
Yeah. Thanks.
I'd put a crystal on that.
Bang a donk on it.
Right, and now I had so much fun to get extra motivated to paper up. All right, okay, I promise I'll do one soon. I promise, so you can all laugh at my painting. So on to the main subject of the show.
The FAQ that just dropped.
The
Oh.
FAQ that has just dropped. Hold on, let me just change everyone needs to see the... we've got a picture here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
The important information on the
Let me
screen.
I need to get some spicy memes up.
So the FAQ from Games Workshop, let me get this right.
The March FAQ.
The March FAQ.
Yeah.
Now, I feel like Groundhog Day because last year...
It's been March for a long time.
The
hasn't
moment that we complain about it is the moment they drop it. So we've just come here so we can complain about it so they can drop it.
Yeah,
tomorrow.
if you followed us since last year, you'll have heard that what we did last year was we complained about it not being out for a while because we had some events coming up and we all needed to know what was going on with our models, what was going on with our army, and because the Games Workshop, the big FAQ the Games Workshop do have not been unimpactful. They're not just like, hey guys, just FYI. You can't disembark from vehicles or something. Like, that would actually be quite impactful. Sorry. Hey guys,
If you concede, you do lose the game.
yeah, something pretty small.
Amazing.
Yeah, pretty small. They've been, you can't fly now,
Yeah.
and no deep striking ever. And you're like, whoa, okay, this is pretty... So they are pretty big. And so we've all been waiting. We wanted to do some rundowns today, for instance. We wanted to do some rundowns last week. We've wanted to do rundowns for about 8 weeks, but
It's a bit hard when you
It's
don't
a bit
know
hard
what the game is.
when you don't know what the game's going to be in like 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
Yes. So last year.
And I wanted to know how many points are obliterators.
Oh
meant
my
to
god,
be?
we haven't. I was building up to that. Yeah,
We're
but
going to
no,
be
that's
65
fine.
for this weekend.
All right, but no,
Yeah.
let's jump straight down it. So first off, Games Workshop, sort your fucking act out. That's
Yeah.
kind of the point of those wargamers. Sometimes some people are like, oh, just give them time so they get it done right. Yeah, I'm like,
Trying really hard.
they had it fucking planned for a year. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So grow up and get it done. So what's the problem with obliterators?
So they re-released the model. They gave it updated and better rules.
Yeah, good. Which
And
is
then-
good.
Yeah, which is great.
Models are
The
great.
new models are great. new
Super
rules are
excited
great.
about
And they went up in power level, right?
that. Okay, exciting.
And so you'd think the points would go up as well. And the rumor was that they were going
Well,
to
they did go up in points in the box that the
Oh,
new
so
models
the
came
box that the model came in, they were 115 points.
Mm-hmm.
But then they re-released the codex,
Mm.
and it still had 65 points in.
in. And for this weekend, because an FAQ hasn't dropped,
Yeah.
they are effectively 65 points.
So,
Yeah.
do we know what the stats are on obliterators? Do we know how good they are?
They're toughness 5 now as opposed to toughness 4. They get 6 shots each now as opposed to 4. You can give them all the marks, which means you can cast flickering flames on them to do +1 damage.
Oh, Brett
you can
Glover,
then
thanks for
use
subscribing.
Veterans of the Long War to do another +1 damage, so you're wounding on +2. And you can fire twice with Slanesh.
Yeah, so you can do a lot.
You can always fire twice with Slanesh, you could always do the flickering flames, but you couldn't do them both at the same time. And now you've got 50% extra shots and an extra toughness value.
So that means that
And more wounds, I think, as well, right?
Yeah.
No, 4 wounds. How many did I have before? Probably had 3.
so
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
so you get to do 12 shots per obliterator
Yeah.
Effectively, yeah.
So you got 36 shots with +2 to wound.
with +2 to wound,
And you can get +1 to hit as well. Or
Yeah,
-1
yeah,
to
press
hit.
use, yeah.
and you can have units of 3.
Yeah.
So wait, 6. So 18. No,
No,
yeah.
but you can only do a +2 to wound with 1 unit, and you can only double fire with 1 unit. So you'll have 2 units firing 36 shots between the 2 units. I mean, you have another unit firing 36 shots, +2 to wound, +1 to hit.
So you can potentially do 36 shots from one unit.
But it's more. You also have 36 toughness 5 2+ wounds wandering around for.
for 180 points, 195 points.
Well, 650 would buy you 10, but you can't buy that many. So it's 585 points.
Wow.
But like because of their printing error,
Yeah.
like if somebody's maxed out, that's like it's about 120 points saving per unit. So
Yeah.
someone going to tournament this weekend, they'll be playing.
Well, it's 50 points a
with
model.
360 odd points extra.
450
Dundee.
taking over 9.
Yeah. So yeah.
So now you're playing in a
loads of
2100 point event.
yeah.
Or
which is
whatever.
crazy.
So Dude Days just
2200,
donated
sorry.
100 bits to the show. Thank you. Brad Glover and Bar on Saturday have also subscribed. Just want to say thank you to that. I'd just like to do a bit of a physical demonstration, if you guys don't mind.
no,
No.
go for it.
Okay, so
Get up.
So
Start gyrating.
this is one of the things that I think is quite interesting. So in order to fix this problem, what would you two think that you have to do?
Proofread.
No, not even that. Like now that it's out in the wild,
FAQ it immediately.
and how long has it not been sorted for?
Well, when did the book come out? Start of the
Can't
month?
remember.
Start of the
Yeah.
month, maybe? 3
A
weeks
while
ago?
A while
Yeah,
ago.
3 weeks ago.
So I'm just going to do a physical representation of what
Didn't
it would
they
take to
have
fix it. Okay, you talk amongst yourselves.
Didn't they have a... So as well as the timeline for when the big FAQs meant to drop, didn't they have a timeline?
computer to boot up.
Yeah, but
Okay.
Rob, that computer might take 3 weeks to boot up.
But
Maybe that's why it's late.
that's one of the things you've got to do when you're writing an FAQ. Wait for it to. Oh,
Oh, it's on.
Oh,
All
there
right.
you go.
Put your password in. Oh,
put my password in.
Oh, you
Come on,
actually
Games
did
Workshop,
put your
you've got
password in.
this. And now I'm going to write into a Google document.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
here we
Rob
go.
Rob is typing the new points for obliterators
Obliterators.
right now. I think he's
Page 100 and whatever. You can check it in the
now.
book, yeah.
No, I'm not even going to do that because it's just obliterators are now. How many points do you want them to be?
115 because that's what it says in the box.
115 points.
A model. Don't say
Model.
yes.
And then I would.
And then you need to format it with a fancy
Send.
artwork.
Send to the website.
send to the website. So I've done it.
We
There you
fixed
go.
it right, guys.
How long did that take? We didn't time us. God damn. How long did that
I don't know,
take?
Twitch chat can go back and do it. It's fine.
I don't know. They're not making that much money. They might have rubbish computers
They can-
that take
But not as
3
bad
weeks
as
to load up.
That's not the best computer in the world. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
So we sorted it, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
We
good.
fixed
Yeah.
it. So now everyone who's using Obliterator over the weekend is cheating. That's how it works. I'm going to call them out as cheaters, as they deserve
Yeah.
to be.
Flukesy also wants them to be 1 point.
No
unit.
one using Obliterators this weekend is getting any soft scores from me.
Carmack's made a really solid suggestion here because I think we should float around this area as a subject
Yeah.
joke for a while. He said, "I wonder if they'll admit they lost the password to the rules PC."
We lost a memory stick on the tram.
They entered the wrong one too many times.
Too many times.
It's like when a civil servant leaves like a folder full of just sensitive material on the underground.
So are we saying? Are we genuinely saying that the reason the FAQ has taken so long is because they've put the password in wrong too many times and there's like a 2-week reset?
Here's the thing: as well as the
it's been longer than 2
there was a
weeks, though.
schedule for releasing the big FAQs, right? Well, as well as
Yes.
that, there was also a schedule for releasing FAQs on codices that have been released.
Yeah.
They've missed that as well.
Really?
Well, it was like 2 weeks.
Of the Chaos Marine one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe the guy whose job it is has entered the password too many times, but then he's too scared to tell his boss, so he just keeps making up a series of lies.
I would like to go down this
Series
line
of
of
lies.
reasoning, please.
All right.
So
I've
the
got
guy
an
whose job it
alternative
is to do the
hypothesis.
FAQ he's turned
Yeah.
up and he's oh fuck, I've lost the
And
FAQ.
he's already fucked up before. Maybe he leaked some of the White Dwarf stuff accidentally. So he's already like
You
walking
know
a thin
he
line.
was,
He's
So
he's had a letter from the manager.
he's had a letter of concern
a letter of concern,
and he doesn't want a written warning.
No. So,
So-
he's avoiding the awkward conversation of, oh shit, I've lost the password to the PC
I
by making up things.
I
think
have a
it's similar,
follow-up.
Yeah.
I have a follow-up. I actually think the person who does the Games Workshop FAQs for 40k is Julian Assange.
That's
He's just
why.
skateboarding around the office.
Yeah.
and now that he's been taken away from his PC,
Oh,
Or
no.
maybe Julian Assange stole the FAQ.
that makes more sense.
They're releasing it on WikiLeaks.
And then he was about
what
to
we need to
release
know.
it. He was about to release it, and that's why the Games Workshop got involved. Went in, stormed the embassy.
Oh, the
I've
classic
took him
Games
out.
Workshop rule lawyer in.
I've
Yeah.
got an alternative one.
Yeah.
So you know how sometimes workplaces have bring your kid to work day, and you know how sometimes if you put your password in too much, then it just locks your PC for a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I reckon he's brought his kid in,
Yeah.
and the kid's typed in password. He said, "Oh, just have a play on
have a
this.
play.
Yeah, have a play on computer."
Just twiddle the
Yeah.
play around with the 40k
Yeah,
points.
I need to go to a
Doesn't
really
matter.
important meeting about obliterators. And then the kid just puts in the password so many times it just locks it for 6 months.
Yeah.
No, I can't.
No, see, my image is boardroom. I've been also inside Games Workshop, so I know that they don't. They kind of have a boardroom, but not really. But picture a high-end boardroom. Yeah, they're all in
Suits all
suits.
on a table,
They're
yeah.
all in suits, and they've got one of them, like them soft, like thinking, those balls that you squeeze.
Did you ever
yeah?
see that Flash Gets animation that they did inside GW?
No.
Oh, you need to go and see that.
Okay.
Oh, I'll show you that later.
So I'm picturing him there, and he's squeezing the ball, and he's just like bouncing around. He's like obliterators, and there's a guy. He's got his shirt undone, tie down. Yeah, he's got his coffee, and he's just like, "We just can't do it, man. We don't know the points." And he's just like throwing the ball. He's like, "We got to think outside the box. How many points?" That's what I picture is happening right now, and they've been in there for 4 weeks.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Decide the points.
Yeah.
Because like some of them think it should be 114, and some of them are like
That
no,
arm wrestling
It's
over.
116. It's 116 points. and I'm
116.
Not budging.
No compromise.
Not budging.
However, there's also, and I think this is really important to note as well. Yeah, they just can't decide because most of the Games Workshop rules writing team are English, or they're from the UK at least. How do I put this in the right way? As has been seen recently in the political strata, the UK are really struggle with making decisions, like almost to the point of indecision.
It's like you have a bunch of people who have lots of different ideas and none of them will budge. It's like this 116 point figure.
Yeah. So for any of our non-UK based, I mean, in the UK we're quite used to that. 2 people will stand outside of a bus stop saying,
after you.
after you, no, after you, no, after you, until the bus man dies. So we're pretty used to it. But I would like them to Brexit the FAQ.
Please. Yeah, okay. The game's in a decent state. You can Brexit the FAQ. No FAQs.
Oh, so wait, no FAQs.
No FAQs.
So you want it to just be no
Hard,
FAQ?
hard remain is in the form of the current game.
I would like a hard FAQ. I think. Nikos, what
I'd
your
like a hard
thoughts?
chub, but that's not going to happen today.
I want the FAQ because I'm sick of all these alien Eldar scum. I want them out of my game.
I don't.
So that's why I voted for the FAQ in the first place.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You voted for the FAQ in the
I
first
want to
place.
get rid of those aliens.
Well, see, I heard that the FAQ that they would bring back, as we know, we know how much the fly keyword triggered me. So they actually would bring back being allowing units to fly in the charge phase, which is what I heard. They actually wrote it on a big red bus and then drove it round just Nottingham, nowhere else, just Nottingham because they're based locally. And it wasn't a bus; it was just a car.
It's just a guy holding
That I'd sharpied on and gone to Games Workshop HQ, got a Sharpie, wrote on the side of it. But because of that, now I feel lied to, so I don't know what to do. Because I've heard that they've also not going to do that now.
Well, I heard that because every FAQ that's come out everyone has fucked over combat armies in some way. They've ran out of ways to fuck over combat.
No, they haven't. Every bit of terrain is now minus duty charge.
All the Wildwoods are, yeah.
Well, woods and traitors and
But
expanding
apart from that, they've run out of ways to fuck over the combat armies, so they're having to rework
you can't
all of the
consolidate
combat
after
rules.
you kill a unit. We can keep going all day.
You can consolidate even if you don't kill a unit.
Also, hi, LV. A question to the chat. I want everyone in the chat to tell us what they think's happened as well, because I think that's the.
What are your best
Stanley
theories?
reckons that being within 6 inches of terrain will slow your charge by 2d6.
So the only place you
and
can
chainswords are now 10
normally is
points.
Warhammer World.
Huh?
So the only place you can charge normally is Warhammer World.
They've got no terrain. So let's put it all into context. They said it was going to come out in March.
Yeah.
And then at the end of March, they nicely let us know, like, hey guys, we're going to Adepticon.
Yeah.
We want to take some feedback from Adepticon, from their unique
Well,
team tournament.
Now, I'm not
Heavily
saying
comps.
that I was hanging out in the bar at Adepticon with, I'm going to put this, with some of the Games Workshop's rules writing team who were drinking whiskey and hanging out with me and we were talking shit. I'm not saying
Were
that.
they doing that while they were writing down the notes?
No, I'm not
have
saying
you
that
been
that.
influencing decisions?
I'm not saying that happened, but it also did happen, and that's as far as I like to take that because I want them to be able to just enjoy their lives, right, and not to be like, you can't even interact with people. But at the same time, and they obviously must have worked a long day and deserved a drink, but they've been back a while now. I've been back a while from Adepticon. I've adjusted.
Another point here is, what did you? So last year at Adepticon, we saw they weren't too happy with the flying Smash captains, and we'd all known about them for a while. This year, we saw Plague Bearers. Now, I don't know about them, but Plague Bearers won their own GT Heat 1 in July.
That's too recent. What we need to do is go back to issues that happened around October time. Yeah, not forgetting that was October. Hashtag.
You mean Orcvember?
October.
That's how it works.
So we find out what the chat is saying here. Tomb King Tristan reckons that they're waiting until after the team tournament so they can still abuse the rules.
The team tournament is me running the same list I've been running.
No, they can abuse the rules.
Yeah, so they're sending a team, and every team member.
I mean, it's not going to help them.
No, just one team member will have 9 obliterators. That's the most you can have, isn't it?
They're not. They're not.
Yeah.
Or just
But that
That's
will
a
give
good
them a
call.
distinct
Oh,
advantage.
That's better.
Yeah.
What you do is
I think that's
give 3 different
true.
team members 3 obliterators, so then they can all
They
use
can
the
all use
stratagems.
it. Yeah, there you go.
No, you've done it, boys.
done
You've
it.
cracked it. Next up, LV says, here's the real scoop. 40k team has totally become immersed in the lore and is still running through the correct rituals and rites of aviation activation to turn the computer on.
Aviation activation.
No, yes, that's right. So they haven't.
the
They're
candles.
incanting all of the.
They're bringing back Fly confirmed.
No, they're going to rub oils and precious. Maybe that's what they did. Maybe they rubbed oils and precious minerals on their PCs and were like.
No, is PC a euphemism for something?
No, they just did that, and then they went to the tech department. So yeah, we've broken all of our computers,
sorry.
and we didn't save any of the stuff to the cloud.
It's what
We
you
didn't
know.
save any of the 40k stuff.
You know when you're in school and there's kids that go, "Oh, miss, I've lost my coursework, miss."
Yeah.
It sounds like that. We just lost.
Yeah, maybe the dog ate it.
Yeah.
Miss,
I
PC.
Maybe
I know.
the dog
I've
ate
been
the
working on
FAQ.
it for 3 weeks, miss.
The
I need another week, miss.
dog ate the FAQ.
The flesh hound. got in there
Yeah.
and ate the FAQ. Okay, there's an option there. Symbol, who could have foreseen that they'd show up to Acon again, see shit everyone's been doing for ages, and be flabbergasted this is what 40K's
Plague
come
bearers
to.
do well. Good lord, no one expected this.
Probably saving it for Warhammer Fest, that's the big reveal, the FAQ.
Well, it's screwing over the Six Nations, and it's going to screw over the ETC because we have basically no time to prepare. I'd have thought the ETC was potentially the best stress test that GW has for their game. But no, okay, we'll just ignore that, and not only just ignore it, screw it over with our timings. If you want to avoid Adepticon, fine. But if you put the FAQ out a week or 2 weeks after Adepticon, that way you're avoiding Adepticon and you're avoiding screwing over the Six Nations and ETC. And that seems like the best way you want to do it if you're actually interested in creating a robust gaming system. If you're not interested in creating a robust gaming system, that's fine. Just don't claim that you are. But if you are interested in that, that is the best stress test for any of your rules because you've got 200 people who've all been handpicked to go and play competitive games and bring the best list they have, and they just can't be bothered to even work around that.
Follow
It's
up.
pathetic.
No, I agree, but follow up. What if there was some incredibly cheap deals to Alcanti on BMI Baby, yeah, and the
not
whole
going on
rules
BMI
team just
Baby.
went, yeah, on a fucking weekend piss up.
That's
yeah,
fine.
Team
yeah,
bonding.
Yeah, team bonding, and then that's why we haven't got it.
Like,
But
right.
no, I also agree, Tom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing because it happened last year as well.
It is embarrassing. We'll put a quick pin in the fact that it's an embarrassment to them as a multinational company, as a rules team, and as a way to
I went
communicate
on a
with
bit
your...
of a mad one on Twitter today.
Yeah, did you?
Yeah,
I didn't
went
see
on-
it.
I went on a bit of a bender.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Well, like, it is
Were
funny.
you atting the Games Workshop guys?
No, I didn't need to. I just they see my stuff anyway.
But anyway, it is bullshit. Like to back you up, Tom. I agree. I'm trying to do it in a light-hearted
No,
way.
it's fine. You're
Like they are
But at the
ludicrously
same time, I want to make a serious point.
yeah. They're ludicrously unprofessional, and I challenge anyone to ever argue with me. Yeah, I will do a sit-down table, and I'll be like, and we will live stream it. And if at any point you think you'll be able to disagree with me that they're not incredibly, embarrassingly unprofessional about how they treat 40K, then you're gonna lose.
GW's FAQ timings is embarrassing. Changed my mind.
Yeah. But that doesn't mean we can't make hilarious jokes about it.
Yeah, I mean, all you can do is laugh at this point
Like
because it's
the
just
wait,
so trash.
the wait for this FAQ is longer than an Eldar psychic phase.
Well, I don't have that many psychos.
It's also longer than an Orc movement phase.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It's the wait for this FAQ is longer than an Italian playing orcs.
I was going to make that joke. You got that. Or an Italian playing Space Marines.
Also, Dan Unsupervised, welcome to the chat. He's here to listen to 40K stuff, and also probably to rub my face in it that his racial dwarves are better than my racial dwarves. But fuck you. That's an AOS.
Are they statistically better?
I heard that Total
Currently.
War
Like
2.
your stats.
currently.
I heard
Stats
that
don't
Total
lie,
War 2 released a Chaos Dwarf DLC.
No, they didn't.
Didn't they?
No, they didn't. Are you taking the piss out of me because they're never going because it's not a
No, I
real
genuinely
army?
thought they did.
No, they didn't.
Why would they do that?
Oh my god, you've literally burned me on the internet, Tom, publicly.
No, I genuinely. No, I wasn't. Okay,
Oh wait, they did. LLV says they did. What?
I told you.
Show's over. We're going home.
Right, Warhammer
What
Total
the
War
hell?
stream.
Oh, they might
Yeah.
be in total. It might be in Total Warhammer 3 apparently.
Oh, okay.
Oh, come on now.
Where you can merge all three maps together and crash your PC.
Yeah. What else is the Games Workshop FAQ like?
What kind of question is that?
Because like hilarious analogies.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
It's long. The wait's been longer than a Vindicator sniper
It
rifle.
was that.
I'm reaching there.
I mean, the
Yeah,
way it's
you
been
are.
longer than that silence while we try to think of analogies.
What about it is longer than all of the Eldar units have needed repointing?
Whatever. Or just this book.
Just this. No, just this book. Yeah, just this
It's longer
book.
than Slaanesha's penis.
Nice.
I wonder what's going to happen first, Brexit or the FAQ?
Yeah, they've not officially applied for an extension. Well, they've said they have given
putting-
Games
them
Workshop have applied for an
I'm
extension.
putting money on Brexit.
Are we? Is Theresa May in charge of the FAQ?
That's the Brexit department. It's in London. You've got to have it further north where everyone voted for it.
Maybe she's trying to get a job.
Heinrad says that his FAQ, is like his win percentage with Daughters of Cain, non-existent, which is really hard to do.
Okay, you've won two.
Yes, LLV says it's like a girl that keeps telling you she will go on a date with you, but is always washing her hair. LLV there with the old man dad jokes. Appreciate that, LLV. Thank you. That's a Canadian joke for you. He's not. But anyway, a woman trying to parallel park. Wow, Moon Tyranid.
Wow, you went
Wow.
there. You went there.
Okay. All right. All women. Don't forget this is Ladies' Night. You're welcome. Honest Wargamer, longer than the range of a hunter-killer missile. What is the range of a hunter? 72 inches,
72.
isn't it? That's pretty good. Yeah, good one,
Yeah, but it
Loki.
can't go from this corner of the board to that corner of the board.
Dan and Supervised, longer than waiting for Dad to come back from the corner shop when he left to get milk and cigarettes.
Of course, an Aussie comes up with that one.
Oh shit!
Oh no!
Then waiting for Plastic Aspect Warriors.
Is this show just us reading edgy jokes from the chat?
This is it. This is
Yeah.
it. This is the whole show. It's meant to be the Carthis. Like, no, I've made that word up again. It's meant to be a Carthic experience for everyone.
Cathartic.
Yeah, cathartic. Everyone just listens and goes, yeah, they think it's shit too.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, fuck those
all right.
guys.
We'll just write our own FAQ.
No, I already did the points for obliterators. Do you
Yeah,
need me to
see
do the
there
FAQ
it is.
as
Yeah,
well?
let's do a full FAQ.
Fly keyword is fine. Done.
Yeah.
Castellan plus 150 points.
No,
Yes.
with maximum of like, I don't know.
Maximum of a 6-up invulnerable save.
Yeah, that'd do. Yeah, but we nerf the invulnerable save.
Yeah, I'll do that.
If
Done.
you use a strategy, it's -1 to your invulnerable save.
Longer than waiting for a Plastic Thunderhawk. Is anyone actually ever that meme? Is anyone actually waiting for a
not
Plastic
waiting for a
Thunder?
Plastic
I'm not
Thunderhawk.
waiting for
People are
one.
waiting for Plastic Sisters.
Yeah, but
Maybe
that's
you can use
fine.
that. Maybe you can use that.
Yeah,
one.
but has anyone ever waited for it? Everyone thought, I need my army.
Really want a
I've got
One model that's
I've
shit.
got this tin on my side with £500 in it just for when they release Plastic Thunderhawk.
Yeah. It used to be infinite. Longer than waiting for the. Yeah, we've done that. Will we get a Plastic Thunderhawk before the FAQ? Longer than those fucking Siege of Terror interviews.
It's longer than my snail trail.
Greater Blight Drone needs a DR. Does it?
Needs what?
DPR maybe. The Greater Blight Drone.
Damage prevention roll.
Yeah, DPR.
yeah.
Longer than
Check out
plastic
the
squats.
workbook.
Plastic squats, by the way, will be FYI.
They've released
if-
them for
We've got
Age of
plastic
Sigmar.
squats.
No, I know. Well, they've got them for Sigmar, and there's also one for
It's in the Blackstone
Necromunda.
Fortress.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's also inside Blackstone Fortress is their halflings.
Rattling.
But that will be the army. If anyone's interested, that when that happens, if that ever happens, Rob will be only playing that army forever, and there will be no dissent.
I love all the retro artwork for the squats.
They're so cool, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're so cool. I wonder if you could just it wouldn't be allowed in Warhammer World, but do you think people let me proxy them as Primaris?
I know Team Canhammer did that
I
at the Adepticon team event.
Did they?
Yeah, they had all
Those
the
Canhammer
they
boys
had
are
all
gorgeous.
all the Kharadron Overlord models as Ultramarines.
Oh yeah, they were doing it with repulsors.
Mm.
Yeah, Chris was doing that.
I've got two good ones, by the way, from the
Okay,
chat.
I'm ready.
This one's from
Bangers.
LLV. Longer than the Games Workshop Big Survey.
I've not even done the big survey.
It's hours of work.
Is it? Jesus.
Hours.
And you can win a Sisters of Battle Army if you complete the entire survey, and only one person will have done it.
No, but I think Chuckabutty might have won it here. Chuckabutty's come in with, it's longer than the silences on Warhammer TV live coverage of tournaments.
Spicy.
Kudos, sir. Kudos.
Kudos.
That one's particularly good. Prime Midget Marine, says Flukes a lot. Longer than the Queen's reign. Yeah, she has been alive a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is fine.
Maybe she's waiting for the FAQ.
I won't die
must-
until it's out.
Must see out
This
my
is
lane
shit. I'm out. Peace.
Till I know.
There was a squat army at the Battle Brothers the other week. Oh, damn it, I wish I'd seen it. Longer than the Ultramarine player's sense of self-importance.
I keep bringing my
Also
crystals.
true.
I keep bringing my crystals to Warhammer World, and I haven't been kicked out yet.
Maybe because they don't know that you think it's a unit.
Well,
Maybe they think
I
you
think
brought
it's custom
tokens.
terrain.
I played a game once.
Some cool
I think-
custom
I think-
terrain markers.
I think
or
John
objective
Bracken
markers.
walked past at one point, and then Dan's definitely seen my crystals. So they're aware of their existence. I just don't think anyone's got the
Why
heart
have you
to tell this
publicly
poor-
named them? That's so mean.
It's not. It's fine. I just don't think they've got the heart to tell this poor disabled child that he can't use this. No,
Are
no,
you
good
gonna-
news.
are you going to use your autism as a weapon? Are you
Yes.
going to be like, I'm autistic?
Yeah. I've already. So on the BBC website last year, they posted an article saying that people with autism and with dementia can get might be able to get blue badges soon. So I'm just going to park on all the double yellow lines.
Oh, that's sweet. If, by the way,
I don't
international
think you can park on a
listeners,
double yellow
Yes,
line.
you can.
Can you?
If you've got a disabled badge, you can park a double yellow line.
can you?
Yeah.
No.
I've researched this.
Wow. Anyone who doesn't know what that means, if you're not from the UK, a blue badge is what they give to disabled people so that they can park. They put it in their car. They can park places that usually are reserved for their special needs. Enter one of the best Eldar players in the UK, possibly the world, Tom Layton.
It's the only way I can win games. It's Eldar.
Is it true that when you buy an Eldar Codex, you also get a blue badge?
No, because not everyone who plays Eldar is disabled.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I would disagree.
I think when people go to hospital and break their leg, they give them Eldar codexes and to help them walk home.
They give them Tau codices because all you need to do is sit there and roll dice.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
true.
You
don't
That's
actually need to
true.
move.
That's true.
Yeah.
But not a taxi spot. Used to be able to park on double, says Ollie, but not anymore, maybe. Ash Loftus says, surely they could just have literally said, I'll be out on X date, cynical attempt to get the kids to buy toys on Mum's payday, then have to buy all the new stuff the weekend after. Yeah, Ash Loftus.
Ash really hates Eldar.
Who? Ash does?
He really hates playing Yunari.
So do I.
Yeah, so is anyone.
Please comment in the chat if any of you, or you know anyone who likes playing against Eldar. Not you, Tom. You don't count.
I don't lose my own
anyone
matches,
else. They wait for the FAQ is longer than the list of Primaris lieutenants.
That's a pretty long list.
By the way, if anyone wants to see, this is my Primaris lieutenant haircut. That I'm
Rob
sporting
has
now.
become a Primaris lieutenant to add to the list.
I just
Yeah.
needed to join in. It's fine.
Now we can sell him as a model.
Yeah, the FAQ, the wait for the FAQ is longer than the wait for the second coming. Yeah, or the wait for Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones is here.
Yeah, it's here now, but it felt like forever.
I don't know. Season 6
It's
and
longer
7 were
than
pretty
waiting
trash.
for winter.
It was
FAQ's coming.
the FAQ is coming. Winter is coming. I think maybe we've exhausted. Not even
Yeah.
Eldar players like playing against Eldar, says Nick Lamborn. Apart from that one.
I love playing
That
against
one
Eldar
there.
players.
And it is, and interestingly, and maybe the nicest way to wrap this up is this wait for the FAQ is longer than the wait for the last FAQ.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know what more to say about that. It's atrocious. And someone
And
someone's
it'll be the very last day.
Do you know what? I'm gonna throw out the classic response when someone says, "I don't like waiting for it." At least they're doing it. Do you have a counter
Well,
to that argument?
Are we entitled?
Huh?
Are we entitled?
No.
The answer could be yes, and it's fine.
Well, I
but-
just think
Okay.
when they say we're going to release something on this date and then they don't, and then they say we'll do it next month, and then it's right to the last month, it's bound to wind people up because
So-
you know change is coming because they've said it's coming, and then when they're just leaving it for ages, not saying anything, it's annoying.
I mean, it's still April, I guess.
yeah, technically
It's
it
more.
is still April.
It's more a case of.
But it was March, and then they told us at the end of March that it's going to be April.
Yeah.
And then
They
it
said they
will.
were waiting for Adepticon that happened at the start of April.
And I'm almost certain it will be on the very last day of
The
April.
point, Ben, is that if you're waiting for Adepticon because you want to see what's occurring, I mean, Adepticon had a really weird pack, especially in the team event, right? And it just comes back to, well, I'm not necessarily annoyed because it's messing with me, although it is messing with me, and the reason why it's messing with me is because of, obviously, these team events, and surely if you recognise, they know it exists, they absolutely know it exists, because most of their playtesters are like players for it, but it's sad that they can't see the value of it.
Well, so one of the key arguments I would say back to like just wait is not an issue is because people have booked. So, for instance, let's look at some of the big events. Tom, when did you know that you were going to go and play in the ETC team
January.
tournament? You knew in January. You booked flights.
This year, we booked flights, yes.
Yeah, tickets.
Yep.
The whole thing. So it costs you money, right?
Yeah.
However, you weren't able to plan and effectively like prepare for that event.
it's
Let me finish
it's
the
fine,
line. You weren't able to effectively plan and prepare. However, you did know that in March that there would be some time, right? That something would change, and then in March it got to push to April, and in April you still don't know. So that's 2 months of an inconsistency for something you planned months
I can
before.
add to this actually because what we do is when we're doing VTC, when you're in one of the British countries or Belgium, we have this event called the Home Nations Championship. It used to be called the Six Nations. So it's the Six Nations of Ireland, Northern Ireland, Scotland, England, Wales, Belgium, and then 2 invited teams. So this year it's going to be Denmark and the Netherlands.
And my 40k team.
And those teams all to come together and play a team tournament, and it's basically practice for the ETC so you can test builds and stuff. Last year it was a bit useless because I ended up playing 10 Flying Hive Tyrants, then the Rule of 3 dropped, and it was a useless list. Same thing with Poxwalkers, people were playing that, useless list again. So we've planned this massive event.
Also didn't help against Team USA, right?
Well, I didn't play Team USA, so that was fine. But what ended up happening was... So with this event, we specifically set it for the start of May. And the reason we set it for the start of May was so we'd have enough time for the FAQ to drop and for us to plan lists. We're now getting to the point where we're going to be a week away from the event and the FAQ still has not dropped.
Yes. So I would say that number one, what they're doing to their customers, so the concept that we're entitled, what they're doing to their customers is they're fucking with their customers' plans to play their game
competitively,
right?
which they acknowledge is a factor of
They
the game.
support competitive gaming environments. They go to Adepticon and LVO. They have their own competitive games and tournaments, and they do live coverage of it. They at no point have they washed their hands of competitive gaming in any way. They support it and they embrace it because they understand it makes money. So they haven't supported those people and they're disenfranchising them. So no, we're not entitled. What we're doing is playing their game, and they should be very thankful that people want to play their game. Little indie game developers, like Dan Unsupervised is saying in the chat, little indie game developers on Steam and other people who are making these small little bespoke games, they would kill to have a population of gamers like Games Workshop's population of gamers, and they would quite happy. Like you think about any customer service that you've done. If you're a listener at home or you're one of the viewers, any customer service you do it to the best of your ability because you want the people on the other end to receive a good product.
Yeah.
That would be mine. They're willfully showing that they don't want people to receive a good product, right? Yeah. Nor do they want to be clear and crystal about when they're going to produce it.
They can make the argument, we're just doing it to make sure it's perfect. Well, it's like, the perfection would have come with you releasing it on time. Right, and it's still April, but the entire, I don't know, it's just a massive pain. We're a Magic the Gathering stream now. It's fine.
Right. So then, that's you can't complain. You're just entitled. Imagine when they didn't do it.
I can understand someone.
No, that's one of the arguments, and I don't think it's a valid argument in any way, shape, or form. The other one is, and as the guys are saying, there 90% of their customers don't even know the FAQ is a thing. As LLV's put. So I would say, where would you say now you get your main information about Games Workshop new products and releases specifically? Question to you two.
WhatsApp groups.
Probably Twitter.
Twitter and WhatsApp groups. Okay, cool. Do you ever just go on the community site and just look on that?
I don't go on the community site just for news. No, like
Sometimes.
if someone posts.
Here's what I found.
Sorry, Siri.
Sorry, Siri.
Did Siri find a WhatsApp group?
So I don't go onto the community site just to go, what's new out today? Like if someone posts on Twitter, here's a link to an article that I'm excited about, and if I'm also excited about it, I'll might have a look.
All right, perfect. So now what people need to recognise and understand is what happens is they have the community site, and on there they put, we're going to do an FAQ, and there's a bunch of other stuff, right? So people know that. They post about it constantly. So they use their same media channels, so that'd be their Facebook post, their Warhammer community site, their YouTube videos, their Warhammer TV, same channels that they use to let people know about the new Slaanesh stuff and everything else. They use exactly the same for the FAQ. So the concept that only 10% of the people are going to know about the FAQ is wrong because they use their same media channel. The follow-up would be any news source that you follow that's big about 40k. So that would be things like Frontline Gaming, the Canhammer guys. Yeah, you might listen to Chapter Tactics, or you might listen to The Honest Wargamer. You might listen to any show. You might even listen to the narrative shows only, right? And if you only listen to the narrative shows, you don't care about the game. It doesn't affect you. But if you listen to any of the others, all of the others, I'm almost certainly saying there's going to be an FAQ soon. You might watch Tabletop Tactics and watch their battle reports, at which point there'll be an FAQ soon, so it'll be interesting to see what they're like afterwards. So there's a top-down media distribution of information. Wherever you get your news source, the people who are into the game are the people who are going to be talking about it. So more than 10% know about the FAQ.
Even then, let's say you take that 10% number of only 10% of people care about the FAQ. Can you afford to drop an entire 10% of your customer base?
Yeah, I mean that's brilliant. Like, so if their current profits is 250 million, that's 25 million if those people decided to walk away.
Based on a PDF.
Yeah, and I don't think those people are going to walk away. But what they are going to feel is disenfranchised, and that's unhealthy, right, for the community.
If they're doing good customer service, I'm more likely to want to give them money, but the more they piss me off, the more I'm actively going to try to not give them as much money as possible.
Game if you get frustrated to that degree, right?
Yeah.
I'll go play OS.
Yeah, the better they treat me as a customer, the more money I will give them.
That's real simple economics as well.
Yeah.
That's the follow up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you. Like the real smart play is to just make the customers happy. Yeah, that's the simple one.
Tickle our bellies.
Yeah, tickle our bellies.
Giggle away.
Say what you're gonna do the thing you're
money
gonna
will fall
do,
out.
and then money will just fall from the sky.
Fire it out my
Yeah,
arse.
because you'll feel safe, right? Yeah, like I know, like had the FA come out in March, I know I'd be safe to buy armies for however long. So I don't think the argument that there's only 10% of the people even care about it, because I would say, and I feel this is my feeling, that almost everyone plays match play. Maybe they don't play it very seriously at tournaments, but they play matched play, especially in 40k, because
What we
40k
used
never
to
had the
anyway.
big reset that AOS had. You know, there's people there, and they've got their book, and they've got their little FAQ sheets, and they're reading the stuff out, and they
And
don't
then
know the
their
stuff
other
by
book.
heart,
And
and
then
their
their
other book, but they're having a nice, fun time at their local gaming store. And at the minute, yeah. Anyway, so I don't think,
Whatever.
yeah. So I don't think that there's a good argument for them not having it out. Nor do I think there's any.
And now that we've done that, they're dropping it tomorrow.
Yeah, which is fine. Like
I'm happy with that as long as I get my FAQ.
Yeah, like absolutely. And I don't want to have to go on about it again because we did it last year. It's embarrassing for them, time and again. Yeah.
Wow.
It wouldn't be a problem. They didn't state that there would be 2 FAQs a year at specific times. This wouldn't be a problem, but it would be a problem because you would still be a little bit on. Again, if you take Age of Sigmar FAQs versus the 40k FAQs, the 40k FAQs I would say have almost been different games. If you're talking about a game patch that you would do in game development terms,
It's like phases. It's like a mid-season patch and an end-of-season patch and a mid-season patch. And
the problem is also like as customers, us and all of us, we all play computer games or have played computer games in our lives. If you take any professional gaming company at the minute, Total War was one you just pointed out, right? They tell you what patches are coming out. People play that game competitively against each other. People play almost
they?
every. Yeah, it's really cool.
There we go.
Yeah, it's really
That's
fun.
what I can do instead if I don't drop this. FAQ.
But they'll say that they're going to do a thing and then they change stuff around, right? Have feedback with their community, and that happens in all computer game competitive spheres. And if you've not seen that, but the problem is all of those companies have a pretty much standardized way of doing it, and they stick to it. Like Dan and Supervisor was saying in the chat, like their communities, if you've ever been on Steam, which is how I usually play games, the first thing I do is if I'm thinking about buying a new game is I just click on the Steam community. I read what the Steam community have said because that's the community of playing the game. And then and because Steam don't moderate it, they're just like, that's fine. You have your say, and people have their say. They're like, this game is great, or they say, this game sucks balls.
Wasn't there one company who said, oh, you can get in-game items if you give us a positive review on Steam, and they just banned the game because it was unacceptable.
Yeah, exactly right. So, but like the problem is, as customers, we've already been trained to accept pretty good customer service. So they should probably follow what the rest of the gaming community in the world are doing.
Yeah,
That's my thoughts.
it's a good idea.
Yeah. There we go. Blizzard usually don't tell you when a patch is dropping until the week before. Seems like a good. Have a system is the point, but stick to your system. Archeon says, I lost interest in buying Iron Warriors army, waiting to know what's happening with the army now. If ever I get around to it, I'll be second hand off eBay now, so that's £500 they've lost from me directly.
Build Niner Blitz.
Hype261 says they might play match play, but whether the FAQ drops today or a week from today, it won't affect them that much. If something is overpowered, I'm not in a tournament, then I can just say I'm not going to play that person. You could, unless like that is. I mean, you might have a wealth of people. Like again, you're talking from a very privileged position there, where like that like because Hype261, you could say, for example, Obliterate isn't meant to be 65 points. So like I won't play you because Obliterators aren't meant to be 65 points. And then the other person's like, I think they are meant to be 65 points.
So how many people went to LVO?
650.
How many people went to LGC?
I don't know.
Quite a few. It's about 500 people. This is an insignificant number because those people aren't the same people. And you can copy that mark for all over the world. Thousands of people play this game competitively. Can you afford to drop all those people again?
Yeah.
It's just, whatever. I feel like I've done this.
Yeah,
Quite
yeah,
a
we've
lot.
done it.
Yeah.
We've done it.
Yeah.
It's longer than
Here's
it
my
got.
cool
It,
shirt.
yeah.
Yeah, it's not going to make me. It's not going to make me not want to play 40k the FAQ. But
Agreed.
It's just winding me up and pissing me off that they say one thing and don't deliver it, and it's not the first time they've done that. And annoying things like the Obliterator points difference thing that's directly affecting me potentially because I'm going to an event where that rules fuck up has impacted the lists that have been submitted there. So if I end up playing against one with 9 obliterators, I'll be really salty about it.
And quite rightly so. That's
yeah.
the like because they don't
they
because
made a fucking printing error.
because it's not that
and it's
person's fault,
impacted.
right? That's the
No,
thing we need to
no,
walk
no.
away from. That person with the 9 obliterators is not doing anything wrong.
No.
Yeah, like the fact that those are the points and they can play that event. That's absolutely a-okay. Yeah, that's the issue because you need to put the blame where the blame sits, which is at Games Workshop's door, right? And you're right; it just puts a bad taste in your mouth. You just make sure my Harlequin army, which I love and adore, is just now like I had planned out. I was going to play it for a year. I was going to paint it really well. I was going to learn how to do like the little crisscross hatch painting, the whole business. I was going to get super into it, and now they're in a box. And now, like when people ask me about it, I'll say it's a stupid rule. And as a content creator, like people like talk to me and they say, "Hey, what do you think about 40k?" I'll be like, "It's cool, apart from stuff that flies. It's really fucking dumb." And if anyone tries to disagree with me, I'll point out 1,000 ways in which I'm right and they're wrong. Like that's the conversation that we have. And what you're doing is you're having people who are very vocal because the people who are interested and invested, like myself and you guys, are vocal. You're having them not be happy.
If it gets to a point where it becomes a chore to play this game competitively, I just won't do it, and I go play something else.
Yeah, that's the easy one, right?
I might play it on the side, chill, but I'm not going to be dumping anywhere near as much cash as I would be if I was playing competitively.
I mean, it's arguably always been easy for you because you play Eldar.
I play all the time. It's not about it being easy; it's about it being a chore.
Anyway, but yeah. So anyway, I am hopeful that it comes out, and I'm hoping that they change nothing apart from obliterator points and Castellan points.
It'd be hilarious
Just
if
change
it's like
nothing.
A tiny little
Are you leaving the Eldar alone? Oh, excellent.
That's fine. Look, I've had to like the fact that they haven't recognised 3 months after that they made a huge mistake with the points, and then we've gone through 2 FAQs and a chapter approved, and they haven't touched Eldar. Like,
It's because it's a skill army.
because they're a skill army.
When was the last time you saw Eldar win anything, mate? I'll tell you when, November.
Okay, all right. Wait. What won Tau? Did Tau win? No,
They won the GT.
Into the Hellstorm, yeah, I did.
no. LVO didn't Eldar win.
No, Eldar came second. It was Alex.
Oh, Tau won.
No, that was
Mixed
Castellan.
Imperium.
Oh, mixed it. It was the Castellan. Yeah,
Yeah.
put the Castellan up.
Last time Eldar won.
150.
Well, I guess you could say Dark Eldar with Eric Koga.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
One's open.
LCO.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go.
I'm sure there's some more from around the world. They're touching Eldar.
I'm sure they've won some.
Brett Ascenti says, "Don't worry, they're touching Eldar hard next month with a White Dwarf with buffs."
No, they're not.
Yeah.
No.
Yunari. You're going to get a Yunari codex.
We're going to get stomped.
Wait,
into
Tom,
the
we haven't
ground.
even talked about that. Tom, how do you feel about that? You finally
So,
get your codex
what-
inside of White Dwarf,
When I-
which makes me fucking so joyous.
When I read
Fuck
they say
you.
17 new, when I read it and they say we're giving him 17 new stratagems, that makes me think, do I lose
17 strategies?
17? But that makes me think, wait a minute, do my Yunari detachments now not get any of the Eldar stratagems?
Yes.
Because they were good.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
please.
And like all the Solberg stuff will be stratagems now, just like the Gene
I am
stuff.
prepared for Yunari to not be a faction anymore.
Well, they're in a White Dwarf. You're not even a real book, brother.
Assassins are still pretty good.
Yeah, Assassins are pretty great, but they're not real.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's what the Assassins want you to think, right?
Yeah, spooky.
Yeah. But I can't believe they're just getting the codex inside White Dwarf. That's like giving them a proper kicking, isn't it? It's like, fuck off.
I mean,
you're not
the
real. We made a huge mistake with the narrative, and now it's in White Dwarf. We'll slowly forget.
The first units I saw come out in a White Dwarf were Flamers and Screamers, and they were utterly, utterly broken when they did.
Yeah.
So if this comes out and it's exactly the same, I'm just going to laugh.
That would be great as well. You win a tournament. Sorry, where's your codex? You'd be like, no, that's a magazine. Where's your codex? No, it's in here. Also, great article on how to paint stuff.
Yeah.
Right here.
It's just covered in crystals. How to build a mech gun. Next page.
Heinrich says, with Yunari in White Dwarf, it just confirms they were only created as a vehicle to bring Gulliman back. Now Games Workshop don't care about them.
It's okay. I've had my 2 years of fun.
Yeah, okay.
I'm not
fair.
going to argue with it.
All right.
Craft World Eldar are still pretty good.
And then White Dwarf Rules is like fan fiction. Oh my god, I hope there's some sexy
Yeah,
scenes
and then,
inside it.
and then
Slanesh and Yunari sex scenes.
50 Shades of Grey was also fan fiction, and that made loads of money.
Yeah, and George R. R. Martin is writing his next book from only fan fiction linked together.
Oh no, please! We call the fan fiction the Game of Thrones series.
Kurt Dunn says, careful about giving an army shit about not being a real book. Your Legion player Ben beat poetry enthusiast. Fuck. Right, anyway, look, we're going. We've got a short show today because the 40k team have got plans to make. So we'll be excited about that, guys.
Evil schemes to
Evil
make.
schemes. And mainly...
Plans for world domination.
and I think it's only fitting because we're in the Game of Thrones kind of like epoch, and we're in the final stages of it. Just like all of you, we're going to be waiting for the FAQ to come. Now, thank you to everyone on Patreon and Twitch. Thank you to everyone who's joined us, by the way, and thank you to Nick.
Thank you.
Thank you,
and
Rob.
Tom.
Cheers.
And now our watch begins.
Yay.
The long night
Wait-
begins.
Waiting for the long FAQ.